continue our chat here.
Okay, so do you have any ideas on how we can investigate the sages, Nahida?
Actually, I've already done a little bit of work on that. But for now, I want to hear your thoughts. No way, that's too risky.
You mean it'd be too easy to get caught?
No, it's not that. We shouldn't involve innocent students in this. A single mistake could completely ruin their lives. Doing that would be ignoring the safety of my people for my own selfish goals. How is that any different from what the sages are doing?
That's a good point. Spoken like the god of Sumeru.
We're in the dark as of now. Since we still don't know anything about their goals, any rash move could tip them off and lead to terrible consequences. After all, every person in Sumeru City is one of their hostages. I've already tried that, but all the key members of the Academia, even the core 30 guards, intentionally avoid wearing their Akasha terminals. It seems that from the very beginning, they've been guarding against info leaks from the Akasha.
Have you already caught the sage's attention?
I'm guessing not yet, but this trusting me would make perfect sense if they've ever paid attention to the urban legends about me. In any case, I probably can't take over.
Are we really out of ideas? Nahida, you're super smart, so you already have something in mind, right? Don't keep us in suspense. Spill the beans already.
According to a popular theory from the Vahumana Darshan of the Academia, rejecting impractical motions at the beginning of a planning session will give more weight to the actual proposal.
Okay, but aren't you the god of wisdom? You don't have to use that kind of...
Well, I've been thinking that if I can't directly possess the leaders, and then I should find someone who's already involved.
But you're saying we should recruit a spy? Oh, before coming back, we met someone named Al-Haytham.
Actually, I already have someone in mind. Do you still remember that female scholar named Setaria?
Setaria. Paimon remembers now. Isn't she the one who's always trailing back? We ran into her basically every time the Sub-Zero's festival repeated itself. You could even say we're old, and Paimon still remembers the smug and mean way she always spoke to Nilou.
I've always liked observing all kinds of people, and Setaria has always stood out from the crowd. She was born in the desert and was hailed as their greatest genius. Her academic gifts allowed her special admission into the Academia, and also gave her...
Oh, Paimon didn't know she was from the desert. She must be pretty special.
The name Setaria means star. When she lived in the desert, she shone like the brightest star in the night sky. Later on, she was chosen by the sun. The star was given a place in the daytime sky to complement the sun's dazzling light. Soon after, the star witnessed the sun scorching the earth, which brought forth many disasters. The star began to waver. Instead of staying beside such a sun, wouldn't it be better to return and light up part of the night sky? But in the end, she couldn't give up the radiance of daytime. To cope with her shame, the star buried her guilt and closed her eyes.
From the sound of it, Setaria's just hung up on the research opportunity, but she doesn't really support the Academia.
Indeed. When they are presented with complex moral issues, many people will simply plug their ears, and she's suppressing a lot of guilt. But before she realized it, she had already become the sage's bright. We must somehow make her face her problems again. That way, not only can we get useful intel from her, but she can also use it as an opportunity to redeem herself. From my past observations, Setaria will take a day off from the academia every 10 days to do some shopping in the city. Tomorrow afternoon just happens to be a shopping day for her. That'll be our chance. To prepare, let's go check out some of her favorite spots, and have a quick chat with a few of the vendors there. This should be Setaria's favorite fortune-telling spot.
So should we ask the fortune teller about...
No, I already have enough information on Setaria. The most important thing now is for you to pay attention to the vendor's talking style and key characteristics.
Talking style and key character?
My poor lost lambs. Have you become troubled over your fates? The divine voice of wisdom often echoes between mine ears. If thou be blessed today by the gods.
Huh? Really? Nahida, you've been whispering things to her?
Shh! My friend here has some doubts regarding her future.
It would seem that Harut and Marut are quite wary of you.
Only mocking the god of Animo, questioning the lord of Geo's financial savviness, and brawling with the god of Electro. Do those count?
Oh, nothing. Go on, pick an aspect for her to divine.
Love prospects? No problem at all. The gods have spoken. The truth shall be revealed. One who is fated to cross your path will appear on... Huh? So... Harut, Marut, did you two spoil my divination? I've never read a
Actually, Paimon thinks this is probably the most accurate fortune-telling you've ever done.
I admit that the orientation of today's celestial matrix is, suboptimal. As such, there will be no charge.
Is that so?
If you were to bring some food offerings for Harut and Marut on your next visit, perhaps they could help you reverse the wheels of fate.
Is this another one of Setaria's favorites?
Yep, it belongs to a king. His father helps Setaria a lot when I start talking with him. Listen carefully.
Ah, dear customers. Would you like to look at some pottery?
We caught wind of your great craftsmanship.
Oh, I recognize you. Aren't you Miss...
Speaking of...
I suppose you could say it all started with my dad. He's a mason. After that, I began making pottery by myself in secret. And I simply changed trades when my works turned out well. Although it's a pity that I'm no longer making much use of the knowledge provided to me by the Akasha.
That's nice. You're making a living doing something you love.
So is your father still working as a mason?
Oh no, not anymore. A few years back, he fell from a roof and broke his leg. Since he had already saved enough Mora over all these years, he's just enjoying the retired life in Port Ormos nowadays.
I see. We wish him peace and happiness in his retirement. I'll have someone in charge of logistics at the guild come by another day for some goods. We'll leave you to it.
No problem. Rest easy, all our goods are sure to meet your every need.
be our final stop. Sataria's always thinking of this restaurant when she's working at the academia. So,
Nahida, you've really thought of everything.
it's my duty to protect Sumir's...
Hi there. I feel like I've seen you down by the docks before.
Huh?
So, if I recall, you were having a discussion with someone about shipbuilding at...
Ah, that's right. After all, I grew up in Liyue Harbor and spent my entire childhood staring at the ships going in and out of the port. I came to Sumeru to study, but I'm still discussing all kinds of problems with different scholars. And I'm continuing to study and perform
What an admirable spirit for learning! Amazing!
Sure. But you'll find hardworking people.
So this restaurant has a basement as well? Huh. First I've heard of it.
That's right. It's not usually open to patrons. Most of the time, employees use it for breaks or to hold private events.
I see. Yes, that makes sense. Well, good luck with your studies, Miss Chishan.
Thank you so much. As long as I can make it into the academia as an official student, I'll be...
So, was that everybody?
Mm-hmm. 3 familiar faces should be enough.
What's the point of all the information we've collected? Nahida, you still haven't told us how you're planning to make
Sataria is already used to avoiding her problems, so we must find a way to... I remember that you mentioned that the Eremites in Port Ormos are all... Although it's all just a boatload of nonsense, the faith of her homeland may...
Oh, Paimon gets it now! You want to take advantage of the guild, although she knows she should return home to help the people of the desert, all she's done is conspire with the sages. So, how do we set that up?
Well, the Scarlet King is long gone, and Sataria is also too smart to fall for any simple tricks. If we simply engaged her under the guise of the Scarlet King's believers, she would definitely be wary of us, and we may not get anywhere. But if we were to borrow some of her close acquaintances to talk with her...
So, you mean you're going to possess those people we just talked to?
Yep. Possess them through the Akasha. Imply that they've already converted to the faith of the Scarlet King. And then convey our made-up will of this. As long as everything goes smoothly, we'll get through to Sataria.
Ah, so that's how you're going to use all the info we collected on these people. It's so that you won't slip up and break form. Possessing them will only...
Exactly. So, best of luck with in person.
Huh? Best of luck?
That's no problem at all. I'll just share all their senses with you once I've possessed them. As long as you're also wearing an Akasha turban.
Huh. That is pretty convenient. But what is...
Although I've been observing humans for a while, I've never been good at imitating them.
You're not wrong. It's always been painfully obvious whenever you try to pass as Catherine.
If it was at all possible, I would have preferred to leave these people...
Yeah, don't beat yourself up over it.
Alright, then...
Here she comes! Satari is here!
Let's quietly follow her. Once she starts talking to her acquaintances, we'll find a safe spot to begin possessing them. As for how we'll sway her to our side, I'll leave that to you. trust you'll know what to...
Paimon's starting to feel kinda nervous. Okay, let's go. Looks like they've already started talking. Let's find a hiding spot and get started.
That's right. You really can't force anything when it comes to love. And besides, everyone around me is a... are you still listening?
Oh, of course I'm listening. You were talking about troubles with your love life, right?
Okay then. You just seemed... strange. Your cats seem pretty worked up. Is something... I always thought they were quiet, happy kitties. Oh, what are their names again? Are you sure?
Well, actually they have many names. Which names I use depends on my mood.
Huh, I see. I imagine that must be hard for the kid.
So, which fortune do you want me to
I'd like to get another reading on my love prospects, but to be perfectly honest with you...
A mess?
Well, could you do a reading on how long it'll take me to finish my current project at work? I really just want to get it over with.
I hear you. No problem at all. The gods will reveal the truth.
Sorry, your new laugh is just so hilarious. I couldn't help it.
Oh, please pay no mind to those kinds of details. The gods are asking. Setaria, why haven't you gone home?
Why haven't I gone... home? Do the gods really know everything I've been thinking about?
Setaria, why don't you just go home? It's a demand now instead of a question. The gods seem to be truly upset.
I'm sorry. I know I failed the gods. Please pass on my most sincere apologies, and if I may ask, Nabia, is there a specific god who's speaking to you right now?
What an inconsiderate and naive question. The god who is speaking to me is, of course, the wisest and mightiest of all.
The Scarlet King? No wonder he would make such a demand of me. Oh, wait a second. The Scarlet King, even though news of the Scarlet King's resurrection has been spreading like wildfire, it's all just a misinformation campaign from the academia. How can the Scarlet King still exist in
What insolence! I am the Scarlet King's most loyal believer. Do you wish to refute his voice of wisdom?
Oh, no. As a child of the desert, I am only reveling in his power upon learning that his divine glory has touched even this city. I will think very carefully about his demand of me. I'm sorry. I must go now.
Wait!
Whoa! She just ran off in a hurry. She looked pretty
Well done. Setaria didn't seem to suspect anything amiss. To have something she's been trying desperately to avoid show up out of nowhere and berate her, that must have shaken her to the core.
Aw, Nahida, it seems like you understand.
All I know are some abstract Harabatot theories. In any case, my time with you has shown a lot of them to be utterly useless. Anyway, enough of that. Let's hurry and catch up to Setaria.
He's out of caves now, right on cue. Let's get ready to possess him right away!
It's okay. I just got caught up in something. Oh, actually, didn't you ask me to help you look for work? What kind of work were you looking for again? Oh, right. Your old man's craft. How could I forget? Speaking of, how's he doing? Is he feeling any better? Huh? Wasn't he nursing a leg injury? If I recall correctly,
He sprained his arm a while back while trying to show off his strength. I thought you'd heard.
Actually, while we're talking about him, is he still living in Port Ormos?
Yeah, he's been retired there for a while.
If you could find the time, please write him a letter. Please pass on that recently, faith in the Scarlet King has taken root in Port Ormos. He has a quick temper, and has always been a devout follower of the Dendro Archon. I don't want him to get into a fight with those Scarlet King believers because of a difference in beliefs.
Oh? So, who are you siding with in all of this? The Academia or the Scarlet King? I'm so jealous of you. You were born a child of the desert, yet you chose to betray the Scarlet King, and now you spend all your time with those crooks from the Academia.
Akeem, you don't mean you've also become a believer of the Scarlet King?
What's so strange about becoming a believer of the wise Scarlet King? In fact, aren't you the strange one? The one who still can't pick a...
Can't pick a side? Me?
Whoa! Paimon had no idea you'd be so good at this!
You really zeroed in on the issue and put it right in front of her. It might feel a bit overwhelming for Sataria. But once everything is over, I'll be sure to pay her a visit to her mind and explain everything. Anyway, let's keep going.
Come on! Sataria's already started talking.
So, Shishan, have you noticed as if someone was trying to preach to you about something?
Oh, right. Speaking of strange, I celebrated the Sub-Zerus festival so many times.
Wait, how could you be aware of that? That should be impossible. Nothing...
Are you still failing to realize that the Academia's lowly tricks could never deceive all of Sumeria?
Shishan, don't tell me that you've converted to the Scarlet King as well!
What an absurd question. You make it sound like I should be ashamed for becoming a... In reality, shouldn't you be the one who is ashamed? You, who works side by side.
Please, please stop!
Even now, Sataria's still trying to run from her problems.
She can no longer justify everything to herself.
Hey, she's trying to talk to the guards! What should we do?
This is the most important part of all.
Mercenary, you're a member of the Corps of 30, correct? Please help me pass a message to the...
Please, try to remain calm, miss. Tell me what's happening in...
Heretics are infiltrating the city, and they've already converted many residents to their side.
Heretics? What kind of heresy are you talking about?
The Scarlet King! Many people I know have suddenly started believing in him, but he's long dead. It's
Miss Sataria, nothing is impossible.
You know my name?
The Scarlet King is immortal, and all who defy him will one day pay the price. You must face the truth, Sataria. You tread a treacherous path, and the longer you ignore it, the tighter the Academia's grasp on you will become. Child of the Scarlet King, never forget that the desert that belongs to you lies elsewhere.
What's so strange about becoming a believer of the wise Scarlet King? In fact, aren't you the strange one? The one who still can't pick a side?
What an absurd question. You make it sound like I should be ashamed for becoming a believer of the Scarlet King.
Sataria, why haven't you gone home?
It seems that no matter where I run, I only keep finding more believers of the Scarlet King. I've also been running from my guilt this whole time. Guilt over my part in the Sage's plans, and from ignoring the letter. But no matter how much I may try to ignore or get rid of it, my guilt always comes.
You won't necessarily lose your research opportunities by facing the truth. Besides, did you really want to conduct your research while...
How do you know me so well? Are you truly just a believer of the Scarlet King? Or are you the god himself?
That's not important. The important thing is to pass judgment on the academia and its sages, and to correct their mistakes. If you could provide some assistance in this matter, perhaps it could serve as a form of atonement.
I've actually never believed in the gods, but I've always believed in serendipity. Your appearance must be a fated opportunity for me to get out of this wretched situation. Please tell me, what can I do for you?
How much do you know about the Sage's current
I was just one of the designers for the massed dream harvest scheme, but I know very little about the full scope of the overall project. I'd assume that only staff with the hub. I've just been working to meet the Grand Sage's specified requirements. However, there's something that's been really bothering me. I heard that a scholar who was previously expelled has returned to the city.
To fight against the academia, we will need to figure out the nature and the purpose of their work. Is there a way for us to get access to the...
It should be possible if we're willing to take some risks. After all, I'm an assistant to the Grand Sage, and I've been working on many One thing, though, I won't be able to transfer the documents to you through the Akasha once I get my hands on them. The sages have always... let me see... let's use the most primitive method.
The academia entrance. Wouldn't that be too conspicuous?
Don't worry about that. I assure you, I'm only suggesting this location because it'll draw more scrutiny for me to leave the academia again. It'll be safest for me to distract the guards long enough to hand you
All right, I trust you.
So, if I were to...
that'll depend on the judgment of the Dendro Archon.
The Dendro Archon? That's right. Her people are the ones we have endangered. Maybe it's time for me to find a god to believe in.
Just as Nahida predicted, we've managed to bring Sataria.
The Traveler's execution was ingenious. Well, now that we've made plans to meet again tomorrow evening, all we can do is pray for Sataria's mission.
Pray? But if we're going to pray to the gods, aren't we just praying to you? God of wisdom and guardian of the scholars?
No. The truth is the true guardian of scholars. I've always believed that. Anyway, let's meet again tomorrow. That's right. I suppose I'm the other Catherine in your mind.
Shh! We're on a secret mission tonight, so we need to protect...
Yep, Paimon's right. We cannot fully rule out the chance that the meetup tonight is just a trap. If something were to happen, My existence may be the only trump card we'll be able to play. After all, the academia should still be unable to confirm the existence of my consciousness in the outside world.
Yep, exactly. Just what Paimon was thinking. Anyway, enough about that. Let's just off? What do you feel is off? It's the middle of the night. Of course it's quiet.
No, I think she's right. If you look around, there seems to be fewer people on the streets.
Maybe it's just a coincidence. Maybe Sataria figured out—
I also can't quite figure out why things feel a little off. But now that—
Well, regardless, as long as you're here with us, Paimon feels a little— There really aren't many people out right now. Let's hope it'll be this quiet in front of the academia, and that Sataria managed to distract all the guards. Of the night.
The triumphant hero returns at last. And to a rather spectacular welcome, even if I do say so myself.
You're the outcast, expelled from the academia.
Indeed I am. Although these days they tend to call me the Doctor. If you're looking for your researcher friend, she has already been taken into confinement. With some basic caution, she could have discovered the listening device on her person. Clearly, she lacks the degree of rigor expected of a true scholar.
The people of Sumeru City! What have you done to them?
I simply made some minor adjustments to their Akasha terminals. Now they can deposit information directly into the subconscious. As you can see, all these lovely people now believe this traveler is a hero who has just saved the world. My experiment is a success. And now it seems they can no longer hold back their sheer adoration.
No, what should we do? These are all just regular people.
Leave now. You need to get out of here.
But that guy's a Fatui Harbinger. We can't just leave you here.
Nor can I abandon the people of Sumeru. Don't worry. We'll meet again outside of the city.
I see. You appear to have overridden their mental faculties with your own consciousness. To possess such a powerful mind, you must be the God of Wisdom.
This should be far enough. Is Nahida going to be okay? We only made it out because of her. Paimon wasn't counting on running into a new Harbinger here, let alone such a high-ranking one. That guy was number 2. So skittin'. He called himself the Doctor. Remember, Tainari told us about him. Sataria did say that someone who wants, and that even the sages are wary of him. Yep. Sounds like she must have been talking about the doctor. Yeah. Now that the doctor's in the picture, we're no longer just dealing with the academia. They're in cahoots with the... But what are the Fatui after this time? Yeah. Things would be a lot easier with Nahida. Nahida said we'll meet again outside of the city. But... you mean... Oh, right! Wasn't he invited by the sages to work on some project, even though he turned it down at the time? There's no time to lose. Let's go to...
Hold it right there. A blonde-haired traveler and a floating fairy. We've got you all right. Take a look around.
Are you mercenaries from the Corps of...
Corps of 30? We're nothing like those government... We are an elite brigade that commands the highest commission rate in all of Sum...
The outcast? An outcast from the acad... But why wouldn't the doctor just send the Fatui after us?
Still wasting time on idle chit...
You're up, traveler!
New punch.
Blaze over. Access denied.
Need more. I'll take my lead. Need. I will have order. Gather.
Let's dance. My apologies. It isn't over yet. Here comes reinforcements.
Need more. Take that.
That was pretty rough. Is that what elite mercenaries are like? Yeah. Looks like we'll have to keep our guards up. But this doctor guy seems like a pretty tough opponent. He knew exactly where to set up... going up against smart people is tough. Traveler in Paima. Holly! It's nice to...
To be honest, I'm not. As a result, Master Tainari is taking me off the patrol schedule.
Oh, Kale. Speaking of Tainari, did he go off on patrol? We're here...
Oh, Master Tainari? You just left...
He left? What? Isn't Tainari always saying that...
I thought it was weird, too. Master Tainari always prioritizes his work as a forest watch. No, I only found out that he left through a message he left behind. To leave in such a hurry? Master Tainari originally studied in the Immorta Darshan of the Academia. I know that before he became a forest watcher, Master Tainari...
A research base, huh? Gotta wonder what kind of research Tainari... Oh, we don't have a lot of time, so let's go look for him at Party's DI.
Don't worry, I'm fine. I'm used to living with Elazar by now.
You've got it. Will do. See you later, Colin. you're okay. We were so worried about you. Hey, this was supposed to be a touching reunion, but you're ruining them.
Actually, it's very smart of the Traveler to be wary of me right now. After all, the doctor has shown that his technology can apparently even... Plus, it's not like you could have known what happened after we split up, and I was facing the... Even a pool of stagnant water after a torrential storm can...
Paimon feels like only the real Nahida could come up with such an obscure analogy.
Huh? But I wasn't trying to win your trust or anything.
Well, we understand that point now. Please, Nahida, tell us more about what happened. Are those poor people...
When you left, I was still in the middle of restoring everyone's minds. Thankfully, when the doctor mentioned depositing instead, he did something closer to creating hallucinations. That was still within my power to fix. Luckily, I managed to finish my restorations and mind jump away from him just...
What a relief. The doctor
I wouldn't be real... I gave away my true identity when I restored everyone's minds, which means we've lost another one of our trump also. The doctor is already an expert at modifying Akasha terminals.
Would that mean you'd no longer be able to jump between minds? Then, how do we stop him? It feels like he's toying with us. Plus, the doctor's combat ability alone is apparently enough to make him worthy of being number 2 of the Fatu.
We shouldn't give up hope just yet. Let's try the...
Actually, Nahida, how did you know we were trying to get to Party Stei?
Yes, I have. I can see the Traveler's elemental energy, so I deduced your destination by looking at the You didn't come here for sightseeing, right?
We're looking for a scholar we know. His name is Tainari, and the sages once tried to reach out to him. Why don't you come inside with us and see what we can find?
Okay. Let's just hope we won't get him into trouble.
Traveler?
The voice! It's Hypatia!
What a pleasant surprise!
Who's this?
She's a scholar we met in the Avidia Forest. When we last saw each other, she was still training in the...
Oh, I see.
That's right, we're old friends. You've come at just the right time.
Hypatia, you're way too excited about this. Actually, for you to leave the Avidia Forest means... Wait, no. Did you already finish your training and reach Pariporna life?
What do you think? My consciousness has already managed to make contact with the divine.
You did it! Congratulations!
It's so exhilarating to share this sublime joy with us when my consciousness made contact with the gods. What a supreme and
That sounds incredible!
Oh, all right. Actually, remember? I promised to help you understand what you saw from Irminsul once I gained deeper insights. My current self has not only gained true insight, but I can even help you establish a...
You can do that?
I've never heard of anything like that, but... If you want to give it a try, I'll...
Hold on. I brought some Spirit Borneo with me. This is still...
Where are you...
All right now. Hold my hand. I'll help you establish...
Okay.
Ready?
It took 3 betrayals for me to finally understand. The world is just an elaborate tapestry of lies. My fury will never be quelled. The first to betray me was a god. My creator. My mother. Valuing strength above all,
She saw no worth in me and I was discarded. The second was a human. My family. My friend. Consumed by fear, he saw me as an abomination. The third was one exactly like me. A hope for the future. A fledgling barely out of the nest. Powerless before his mortality, he broke his promise to me. Humans, they can't be trusted. And the gods fill me with pure loathing. So I said good riddance. I denounced the world and laughed in its face. My chest will never again be defiled by worldly filth. I will scrub away every last trace of human emotion. Then it will be empty, a blank slate, and ready to receive a supreme gnosis, brimming with pure divinity. There is no need to fear. The pain will be brief. Your era is coming to an end.
What was that? Did we actually just see the Balladier's memories? Everything matches what we know about him, but how is he connected to the divine consciousness that Hypatia was talking?
You saw it, right? You felt it, right? Such a majestic god! Such an, alas, shame. If only that which beats within my chest wasn't a filthy...
Do you understand now? I'm afraid this is no Periporno life, but rather...
You! Why are you so mean to me? I found divine wisdom. Shouldn't I receive praise and honor? Haven't I...
Hypatia?
That's how I always thought everything should be. Wait. Have I... already lost my mind?
Wait, something isn't right.
Okay, we finally lost him. Are you okay, Nahida? Wait, no. Something feels different. You're back!
Oh, the Traveler's back?
Nahida was controlling your body for a while. It seemed like she jumped over to you as an emergency measure right before the cavern. After that, Tainari heard the commotion and came over. He helped us defeat the mercenaries and then he ran with us all the way here. What? You swapped places? You mean wait, then where is Nahida's consciousness?
I never imagined that an individual's consciousness could be transferred around like this. Had I not seen it with my own eyes, I would have never believed it. Also, while we were running, the consciousness in your body told me to pass on a message. She said, "The doctor has found a way to trap my consciousness, so I can't journey with you anymore." But even in a moonless night, a shower of starlight can still drown out illusion.
Oh no! Nahida's trapped in the sanctuary of Surasthana. Was that message all she left for us? It's pretty vague. Oh, that makes sense! Since the doctor captured her, she won't be able to say anything without him knowing. She's being even in a moonless night, a shower of starlight can still drown out illusion. Paimon knows the moon illusions and lies are from the alchemical. Didn't Nahida use a starlight analogy before? It had something to do with Sataria. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Do you think Nahida was telling us to go find help in the desert? But she isn't with us anymore.
Paimon, you said Sanctuary of Surasthana. Does this mean that this Nahida you're talking about, the consciousness who is occupying the traveler's body, is the Dendro Archon?
Your guess is correct, but the situation's a bit...
That's all right. A scholar's curiosity doesn't need to be appeased right away. As for the I've spent some time with you, and it looks like the Dendro Archon's also on your side, so I trust you.
Thank you, Tainari. Oh, actually, we came here to ask you a question. What do you know about the project that the...
That. While I was indeed invited to join that project, the sages were always secretive about it. All I know is that that project has something to do with the restoration of Irminsul.
Huh? Did you see something when you were in Nahida's body? What?
Do you have any evidence? So that's what happened. That explains why Hypatia's symptoms were different from those of the other scholars who went mad.
Tainari, did you leave the Avidia Forest because of Hypatia?
I did. I noticed Hypatia's mental anomalies, but since her symptoms were rather atypical, I secretly took her to Pardis Dii, and if I didn't take action, Hypatia would have already been taken by the Matra to the desert. Now that you mention it, I knew the Academia has never thought particularly highly of Lesser Lord Kusanali, but I still didn't expect them to do something as arrogant as creating a new god. Looks like I made the right decision by not accepting their invitation. The Doctor and the Balladeer. We have 2 Fatui Harbingers in Sumeru. Sounds like we're in for a bad... From your description, I don't think they've completed their project. There may still be room for but then, what is the connection between creating a new god?
Yeah, it feels like we're still nowhere close to figuring out the sage's goals. Right, we've pretty much gone over everything we need to know, so we should head out.
I'll stay here for now. I still want to try a few more things if you're planning to go into the desert, start by heading for Caravan Rabat. Come find me here if there's anything else I can do to help. May the spirit of wisdom go...
Thanks, Tainari. Hopefully Hypatia will feel better soon. to Caravan Rebot. So, just past this wall. Oh, wow. Paimon remembers hearing people call this the Wall of Samiel. It's made to block sandstorms from the outside. Oh, if it's this tough.
Enough gawking. Come on, follow me.
Huh?
Over here.
Oh, Haytham went that way! Let's hurry up and follow him. Wonder what he's up to.
What the? Where did she go? How did we lose him?
More Aramite mercenaries? Who are they working for this time?
You were too careless. You should have noticed those hopeless amateurs trailing you a long time ago. There's no need to thank me. I've never cared to keep track of personal favor. All I did was correct a mistake I happened to come across. It's a habit I developed at the...
You really gave Paimon a scare, Al-Haytham. We never thought we'd run. Last time we met at Port Ormos, didn't you say you were going back to the Academia?
Oh, so you've already landed yourselves on the Academia's hit list. However, had I wished to turn you over to the Academia, don't you think you'd...
Oh, right. You do have a point.
I have no interest in running errands for that project. As a scholar, I've always belonged to the camp that promotes researcher autonomy. And these days, you're more fascinating. Not quite. To tell you the truth, I'm still investigating. Everyone says the capsule originated in the desert and was eventually moved to Port Ormos. Which brings me back to you, and why you're so interesting. The leader of Ain al-Ahmar used the Divine Knowledge Capsule right in front of you. And upon seeing him, your expression became perplexed, and you were lost in thought for quite... To have that kind of reaction, I think you must have realized something. Are you...
Al-Haytham, you really have a ridiculous eye for detail. What kind of person even notices and remembers stuff like that?
So that's your answer. Well, I do work for the Academia after all. So considering that, but that does prove you do have some undisclosed information about the Divine Knowledge Capsule. Am I right? No matter. Rather than simply learning the answers from you, I'd still prefer to investigate on my own.
That's right! We have the same plan as you! But we don't really have any concrete...
Then I'd suggest starting with Aru Village. It's the largest settlement in the desert, so it'll probably have more...
It's always better to travel with someone you know. Let's go!
Before us lies Aru Village, the safe haven of the desert.
Whoa, this landscape is really...
Simon. Unless my memory fails me, we have barely spoken 2 words to each other before now at the Academia.
Would you care to enlighten?
I'll hate them. Do not think you can escape my judgment, just because you managed.
Judgment? So that's how you'd characterize your act.
Had I used my full strength, not even this traveler would have been able to stop me. Though styled like an assassination, I sought only to ensure that my target would be unable to flee or resist.
Seemed to me more like your own personal touch.
Who is that, Al-Haytham?
Yes. General Mahamatra Sino. Head of all the—
You seem to have placed a lot of trust in Al-Haytham, to the point of block. If I were you, I'd never choose to side with him. I have been pursuing this scribe for a long time. I urge you, stand back and do—
Has Al-Haytham done something wrong? Paimon doesn't think he's as bad as you've made him out to be.
I won't waste my breath explaining things. Al-Haytham, take it out. The divine knowledge capsule you're hiding on your person. Unless you want—
Very perceptive of you. Nothing escapes Amatra's senses.
Wait, the divine knowledge capsule? Didn't it fall into the Matra's hands in Port Ormos?
No wonder you speak with such confidence, Sino. But I must admit, I'm very curious. What does this and why, as General Mahamatra of the Academia? As far as I'm aware, the other Matra have been speculating about your disappearance. Have you been given a mission that's— let's say, if I was the real target of your mission, what was stopping you from simply using your authority and resources?
I should have known you'd be difficult to deal with.
You two? Ugh. What should we do, Traveler?
Ahem. Well, look at you two, acting all tough and self-righteous over there.
Wait, Dia? Great! Finally, someone that we can trust! You gotta help us out here, otherwise these two are gonna start—
Yeah, sure looks that way. Two giants from the Academia duking it out once and for all. Listen, I know you academic types love to fill up your big brains with self-righteous morality and lore, but how dare you bring your petty disputes into the safe haven? It seems like someone's gonna have to beat some sense into your thick skulls until you finally learn to respect. Hey, did either of you hear a word?
Whoa, what's going on? The wind's so strong!
Another sandstorm? What's up with these recently?
Hey! All of you, over here, quickly! We have—
Someone's calling for us! Oh, this wind—
That sounded like Candace. Come on, you two. Jeez, are all of you Academia—
All right, stop yelling.
Well, this is pretty awkward. Hey, wanna play sardines with three people who wanna tear each other limb from limb? Sure, why not? Sounds fun. The air is so thick and heavy. Paimon can hardly keep floating anymore.
My sincere apologies, everyone. This is the home of our village chief. I will have to ask you to make do with this small room until the sandstorm dies down. Please, let me introduce myself. I am Candace, protector of Aru Village.
Our savior has come at last! Nice to meet you, Candace. The name's Paimon.
There's no need to thank me. It's only right.
Wow, she's so gentle and caring, like a nice older sister.
All right. Now that we're all better acquainted, we should— As a guardian charged with the responsibility to protect my fellow villagers from harm, I was observing your conflict, and now that you have set foot within our village itself, it is all the more my responsibility to make absolute— So please, have an honest and sincere conversation with one another, and if anyone dares to start anything again while they are under this roof,
I will not hesitate to send them out for some quality time with the creatures of the sandstorm.
Oh, on second thought, Paimon may have misjudged.
And that goes for you too, Miss Dia. Do I make myself clear?
All right, we got it, Candace.
That's what I like to hear. So, which of you will begin?
I was supposed to be a mediator, but I might have gotten a little too involved just now. Anyway, one of those—
Wait, that was you trying to be a
I have nothing to hide, so there's no shame in explaining myself. While Al-Haytham wasn't wrong about the other Matra not knowing my whereabouts, it's not because I've been rather, I've chosen to
Huh?
A little while ago, I discovered that there was data missing in the Academia's project planning and development files. What little they did report clear— As General Mahamatra, I had the responsibility and authority to request— I tried to investigate the issue myself before submitting a formal audit request. But I began to realize that they were cautious of me. Unsurprisingly, the Grand Sage rejected my audit request as soon as the submission reached his desk. The power of the General Mahamatra is grand— I realized then that to the Grand Sage, the Matra are not the vows that we took, the principles that we strive to uphold. They are meaningless to the Academia. I believed it would be wise to flee the Academia before the sages had a chance to take action against me. I will never give up on this investigation. There's no need for someone else to give me
Sino seems to have the same goal as us. We're all investigating the sages. Plus, now that he's no longer the General Mahamatra, he somehow feels a lot less scary. Well, Sino, if that's your story, then why did you see Al-Haytham as a target?
When I was investigating the matter in the Academia, I overheard a conversation between Al-Haytham and a sage. The sages asked you to investigate a blonde-haired traveler. Do you dispute this, Al-Haytham?
What?
Like many parts of the project, this assignment was undocumented. Now throw in your suspicious behavior with the Divine Knowledge Capsule, and I think we deserve an explanation.
Yes. I was indeed tasked with investigating the Traveler.
Al-Haytham!
After all, the promised reward was so great that hardly any scholar could have refused. The sage told me.
A most enticing offer.
Unfortunately, those academics don't know me at all. Their words contained one key piece of information. Namely, that divine knowledge indeed exists. From my perspective, the sages are far from trustworthy. Think about it. Isn't it a little strange they're so willing to share divine— So, I began my own investigation following the lead of the Divine Knowledge Capsule. In the end, I realized my wisdom— Had I been less guarded, I probably would have ended up like that Ain al-Ahmar mercenary.
You mean that the sages originally planned to dispose of you, using one of those capsules that drive people insane?
I'd already given up on the assignment by then. I only told the Academia I was waiting in Port Ormos for you to appear so they wouldn't suspect any. So it came as quite a surprise when I encountered my erstwhile target while investigating the divine—
Criminals do love to talk about coincidences.
Even though I ran into the Traveler by chance, I had no intention of providing this. You were the ones who decided to follow me and strike up a conversation after I left that tavern.
That's true. Al-Haytham helped us out at Caravan Rebot as well.
I'm willing to apologize, if that's worth anything to you. I took the Divine Knowledge Capsule behind your back because I judged its existence to be a significant risk. I felt that it would be best for no one to— After all, curiosity often—
You should be well aware, Scribe Al-Haytham, that curiosity can also lead you— Answer me this. Did the sages share any information about their project with you?
Have I not made myself clear? You and I are both distrusted by the Academia.
Fine. Although you haven't completely proven your innocence, I won't regard you as an enemy, for now.
As you wish.
Good. I'm glad to see you two clearing up your— And now you, Dia. I believe it's your turn.
Oh, sorry. Whatever the boys were talking about must have been so boring that I spaced. My situation is pretty straightforward. My employer, Dunyarzad of the Homayani family, is friends with the Traveler. I had nothing going on, so I decided to return to Aru Village for a visit. But then I saw these two random guys in the middle of a pointless argument. It ticked me off, and...
Is that all? Well, I will admit that definitely...
That's more like it. I missed you all so much, Candace.
Whoa! What was that sound?
No need to worry. Now that you're no longer at each other's throats, please make yourselves at home. I'll take a quick trip.
Creatures? In the sandstorm?
Fighting in a sandstorm is not for the faint-hearted. Anyone without extensive training...
Yeah, just leave them to Candace. Don't worry, she's as tough as they come.
The wind's died down. That means the sandstorm's over. Candace still isn't back yet, though. She'll...
When you put it that way, even I'm starting to feel a little worried. All right, let's go. We've been here long enough, and the boys...
Yes. They just keep coming in waves. I've lost count of how many I've defeated.
Ah! Here comes another wave!
Leave this round to us. I got interrupted or...
It's been quite a while since...
I'll be sure to put on a good show. Let's go!
Let the show begin.
Sakura Swirl! Take flight! Access denied. Here comes another wave! When are they ever gonna let up? Next on the agenda... The creatures stopped appearing. Was that the last of them?
What we fought just now was probably the aftermath of the sand.
Well fought, everyone. No injuries, I hope.
Huh? Who are you?
My apologies. I haven't had a chance to greet you yet. I had my hands full taking care. I am the chief of Aru Village.
Sir, I am also originally from the desert, but I have not been back for some time now.
I can't say they've always been common. Besides sandstorms, we also occasionally get earthquakes.
And so, Irminsul's withering.
Everything in the natural world is inextricably connected to Irminsul.
Everyone in Aru Village needs to take good care of themselves. Speaking of which, why haven't I seen a single village keeper since I got here?
Village keeper? Who are they?
Does your curiosity know no bounds? Village Keeper is how Aru Village refers to mad scholars. Most of them are scholars who lost their sanity. The academia believes that their crazed mutterings may have a negative effect on the psyches of other...
Alas, but no one in the village has ever...
I've had encounters with those people.
The Matra are the ones
Mock me if you will, but if you are guilty...
Oh, you're the former General
Is it because you're reminded of Hypatia? Oh, is it really a good idea to...
I'll be grateful for the assistance. No doubt you will do a better... Let's start by finding a spot to share what we...
We're way behind schedule.
Although I've sent myself into exile, I'm still doing essential. Do you still have any questions for me? One of my former subordinates told me that the academia, when mad scholars first arrived, initially, Aru village was struck by the strongest earthquake in Suddenly, he noticed a mad scholar crouching in a corner. Correct, despite the powerful tremors that ripped through the ground that night. After that, the people of Aru
The soft green light? A mad scholar protecting... Paimon thinks so too. Actually, Sino, do you...
In theory, they would continue wearing them so the academia...
Oh, no wonder! Everything makes sense then! Add in the fact that they calmed down...
If you are able to draw a conclusion from this one story alone, then... So, what do you make of the story? Really? Lesser Lord Kusanali.
What? You don't believe us? Lesser Lord Kusanali was definitely using the Akasha...
No, it's not so much that I don't believe you. Lesser Lord Kusanali, the current Dendro Archon. The Academia has always placed far greater importance on the late Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. They've more or less ignored Lesser Lord Kusanali. In addition, I've never heard any stories about Lesser Lord Kusanali and her deeds.
No way! Nahida definitely exists! She's a... How should Paimon put it? She's a good Archon who's kind and wise. Even if she says...
I've spent many years interrogating criminals.
Good! Then you should know that we're telling the truth.
That look in your eyes. I've never seen that from a liar. How can this be? To think. Our Archon...
Alright, now it's our turn to put our skills to good, but easier said than done. Especially since we don't have any leads.
Excuse me, are you here?
Huh?
By the sounds of it, a resident of this village.
My name is Isak. You'll help me find my
Is your grandpa Matt?
Hey, don't say that. Grandpa...
The person you're referring to is not a local.
Grandpa is just... I heard everything you said to the village chief.
Ah, I was planning...
Whoa. Hazen wasn't kidding about Matra having sharp senses.
Sorry, I was only...
All right.
Sino is super...
Ah, you're back already.
We just wanted to confirm something with you.
I had...
Huh? You knew this would happen?
Yes. Although he tried his best to stay hidden, I still noticed him eavesdrop. Isak's parents were both Aramite mercenaries who rarely... Unfortunately, it was only a few years before his grandpa passed away. Later, an elderly mad scholar arrived. However, the scholar was unkempt in appearance and incoherent in speech. One summer night, the oft mumbling and bumbling Grandpa... So Grandpa walked up to Isak and patted him on the head. The next morning, Isak woke up and wanted to go find his grandpa again. It's said that those who saw the scholar claimed he no longer appeared to be crazy. Isak was thrilled that his grandpa was able to find peace and would follow him all...
All this somehow just makes Paimon feel really...
Perhaps. It's also
Maybe the people have always had a...
Huh?
No, nothing.
Perhaps you are more...
Hey, Isak!
Oh, it's you guys!
We've cleared everything...
Really? Yeah!
All right.
You mean the village keeper? When I was eating anything
The scholars that don't change the...
Right, but honestly...
Do you also think...
Grandpa... it still feels... well, whatever...
Gotcha! Sir?
Oh, well, the last time I...
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
I've known you since you...
Wow. Okay.
Huh? Don't say it. Let's head over there. Listen,
have you heard?
Yes, of course I have. The Scarlet King is the one and only still.
Haven't you noticed? Delavar was saying that many people also went insane just before the fall of the Scarlet King's civilization in ancient times. We don't quite know why, but it seems like, isn't it a sign of the Scarlet King's power that all the mad scholars have disappeared?
Huh.
Exactly. Those city folks will get what's coming to them.
Now, repeat everything you've just said from the very beginning.
Huh?
Who are you?
My patience is running thin. You heard what I asked.
Yeah, bro, this guy's something else.
Let's not get on his...
Oh, okay, good sir. What is it you would like to know?
Tell me about the Scarlet King.
Well, I only know a few things from hearsay. I went for a drink the other day and heard others talking about a rumor that the madmen will disappear, and that the Scarlet King will...
Hey, go on.
It's true. It's all true, sir. We desert folk have had more than enough of those people at the academia. They keep sending us all their mad scholars and won't let... Would you want to live like this if you were in our place? The radicals were even more thrilled than me when they heard... Delavar also said that once the Scarlet King returns to our side, it's only a matter of time before we conquer the land on the other side of the wall.
Is that so?
Seems like he still wants to...
Got it! At first, I told my... Please, don't beat me up just for mentioning these...
The people here really like the Scarlet King, but dislike the Dendro Archon.
Where is this radical...
I haven't run into...
No, not at all.
Sounds like you're not too close with the radicals.
No,
I have many ways, so you'd best don't do anything.
Yes, yeah.
That scared Paimon half to death. Sino is pretty terrible. He didn't try to reassure us at all.
I heard that.
Sorry.
It's part of being a Matra. The rumor we heard just now seems like a strong lead. Very well.
Isak!
I'm here.
Where's your grandpa's house?
Well, I can take it. Grandpa, he likes to be alone. Sometimes he stares at the sky in a daze, and other times he just pokes at the ground with his fingers. Every now and then, he yells out at the top of his lungs, so a lot of people are really scared of him. But he's a good person, really. I know he is. I swear, he's just like my real grandpa. This is what...
There sure isn't much here.
No.
Incense? Please don't, but
There's a scent that you can sense, but I can't.
A certain traveler here once passed out from that smell. Thankfully, Tighnari saved the day. And then he gave us a long lecture.
So, you know Tighnari?
Huh? You know him too? Are you two?
Yes. Now that I concentrate.
Wait, surely Tighnari didn't let.
No. No need. Did you first encounter this scent at Tighnari's house? In the forest. From a scholar. Here it is. Take a look right here. Although the trace from the size and shape, the scent is quite faint.
But who would come?
We'd have to ask whoever lured him.
Huh? So you can. Hey, what's wrong?
Exactly. Even deep within the
No. So someone's taking advantage. Are the rumors really true? Could the disappear?
It's highly.
Please, you have to save my grandpa.
Sounds like we.
Let's head to.
Right.
We're back, Candace. We've got a lot to.
Ah, welcome back.
Oh, Diaz!
You bet.
Reasonably.
We haven't seen him at.
Huh.
Did you find out any? I see.
The resurrection of the Scarlet King? First I've heard of it. Far as I know, the kind of incense you just mentioned is only popular beyond the wall. Scholars are fond, not to mention it seems someone from beyond the wall must...
Makes sense.
So...
If it was any up, didn't you say that the villager got his news from the tavern?
If Paimon remembers correct...
Ah, yeah. Delavar, the scar-riddled bandit, Enger, the These guys have one thing in common, and that's being broke. The rougher life gets, the more they want to believe in the Scarlet King. Way they see it, the Scarlet King's resurrection is their own... Throwing all of Sumeru into chaos is the only way to change the way of life here in the...
Tia! You're
amazing! No merc can afford to slack off on gathering intelligence. Every more I've...
Let's head out.
Now hold on, you're staying right here, Sino.
Why?
Aru Village is not a big place. Outsiders stand out here like a sore thumb. The desert is unforgiving, so the way of life here... Compared to you, mercs like me are just third-rate amateurs. I've got no actual fighting... I need to go around... Good, then we've got a plan. The Traveler and Paimon will go to Caravan Rebot with me.
Alright, sounds like a plan! Well, here we are again!
Sounds like you're starting to get familiar with the area.
Paimon's amazed every...
I know what you mean. I had the same question every time I walked this way when I was a kid. Also, why is this high wall here? And can a wall really block sand? It was only after I grew up that I realized the wall of Samiel isn't just there to keep out the sandstorms. It serves. Sumeru is run by wise and mighty sages. We're cheap labor. Even if a child from the desert got the chance to obtain an Akasha terminal, almost all their requests for knowledge would be denied. Geniuses like Sataria are one in— I would tear down this wall with my own hands if I could.
Hey, Dia.
No, not at all. Besides, we're here to procure information.
Yep, we gotta catch those—
Shh! Caravan Rebot is crawling with people, so be careful. Our mission started the moment we arrived. Let's go check out the tavern. Just our luck.
You mean, you don't—
Dia, is that you? What a coincidence. You're here for—
Zaki.
Oh, and who do you have with you here? Guests from another land? Hello, hello. I'm Zaki. Dia's—
Anyway.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Have you seen Engerd?
Of course I have.
I've got a—
Ah.
Hey, keep it down. Let's just say I prefer to keep this deal.
Yes, how considerate of you. Delavar's—
Are we there yet?
Yep.
This place is practically deserted. What are they doing in a place like this?
Why don't you take a guess? Go on.
Oh no! It's an ambush!
What's this all about, Zaki?
Come on, Dia. You really think we didn't hear about what you said back in Aru village? The boys have kept a close eye on you. Not only do I know that you—
So, you've been watching us?
Uh-oh.
And you left the
So you and Delavar have been—
But you got one thing.
If that's the case—
I'll be honest with you. If it weren't for what you said in the village, your little—
Delavar. And Enger. You're here too, huh?
Long time no— Dia.
Yeah.
See? There you have—
You're not wrong.
Enough talking! Get him!
Just as I expected. Let's teach him a lesson, traveler.
Following order. This is order. Stabilize.
Let's dance.
Take that! Take that! I'll take what we need more. Impossible!
So, what do you think about your meticulous network now, Zaki? I'm guessing you're and of course you— even though you heard that so-called flame, that's what you thought.
You lie.
And you were stupid enough to fall for it. I figured as much the first time we drank together. You all— Okay, that's—
Whoa! So you've been planning this since we were in Aru village?
No task can be done without preparation.
Oh!
Those two who were snooping around were just a couple small fries.
Oh! You mean the—
That's just a bunch of drunk talk. Enger and Delavar like alcohol has a way of making people—
What about Zaki?
He's just a numbskull who fell right into our trap. Zaki was probably the best hidden of them all. My initial plan was to find That's what you wanted to act—
Wait! So he's a rat—
No, he—
Wow!
Ah, you're too
So— About how mercy—
Does that bother you? What makes you so sure?
Dia? Do you
You two are pretty sharp. No, I don't have anything against the Dendro Archon. I've heard a lot of nice things. Dunyarzad's just an ordinary. I've begun to but I see through it. Anyway. This should be all of them.
All right.
Candace will be okay. She's been guarding Aru Village for
Well, I'm quite...
I'll meet you back here tomorrow morning, Traveler. As for the...
Hey, Tia!
Right on time.
Paimon's been...
We've known each other.
Oh,
Yep. Us mercs.
Well, Paimon...
Really?
Oh, sorry.
Yes. I was here yesterday to help out a little.
To help out? By doing what?
Sharing
Oh!
Right.
Come on in, everyone.
Come on. Let's go inside.
Candace, whoa! You look furious!
Do I?
Oh, there's no...
Perhaps I need... Still.
Yes, please.
Well, looks like Sino taught her...
You feared... The ones you call mad scholars are known to us as the Village Keepers. They are vital members of our community. You come here to my village...
Mercy!
You've made your bed.
We may both be the people of Aru Village. A war would only cause us to...
We understand. I'll tell you everything I know.
I'm listening.
Some mystery.
They're called Village Keepers. Slip up again.
Yes, sorry. It was all that Mystery Man's doing. He told us to spread word about the Scarlet King's resurrection and talked us into helping him. And I'm...
That's one.
Huh?
Strike.
Wait, he got us to Lord... You gotta believe me.
That was indeed the truth. Traveler, go on.
You have to believe he,
I believe I may know what's
Uncle Anpu.
Okay.
If my sister... Some time ago, it strikes me...
Which means... They were the...
Not the academia again.
Just as I thought. But what could they...
People are nothing but tools. Regardless.
You're right.
Time to go.
Yes.
You got it. Can't...
All right.
Let's meet back here, what? Let's get some food in us and then we'll... Wait, you come...
Well,
You were gone for... Hey, what's...
you never think...
Paimon's so mad! Paimon's gonna give you there's just nothing super...
Well, anyway.
Enough with this...
No. I'm just surprised that you decided to team up with him.
All Hatham. You haven't helped us out at all ever since we arrived at Aru Village.
Yeah, you're...
While you were Really? To be honest, not to mention that...
Huh? Right here in the village?
Correct.
What did you learn?
I'm going to take you to someone. But before that, you need to understand where she's coming from.
What does that mean? Huh? Right here in the village?
How do you think the
Correct. What did you learn?
feel about what we're doing? In other words, do you truly believe every single word?
You mean some of them lied to me?
Hiding the truth. Remember what Gandhi. By contrast, the perils of their daily lives are ever-present concern. Glad you're following. Among those you have the reason.
Don't change
It's quite on. She corrected her.
I think it's...
Remember?
But honestly, I feel quite sympathetic.
After speaking to the village chief, it became... By getting involved...
I'll pass on the... You said that...
We're on it!
We're way behind schedule. Next on the agenda...
Miss Shawnee.
Mr.
Huh?
Go ahead and talk to her. Go on.
Is it really that simple?
May I call you... hi, do you think the resurrection of the Scarlet King can truly change Sumeru for the... Why is that? That's before. Traveler, do you believe our lives will get better?
Yeah, but even so, we have friends and...
My apologies for posing my questions like that.
Oh, Hatham told us you have...
The fact is that I'm... Some believe in...
Speaking of which...
Yeah. Slowly, I just stopped talking to people, and then it happened.
You can tell them.
Alright. I actually... Perhaps it used to be
I confirmed this with the bot. Because we're in the middle...
There's really...
I think they used to use it for treating out...
Yeah, what? Oh, is this the place? It's in terrible shape. And they're... monsters! Watch out!
Solidify!
For Rex Lapis! Access denied.
Gather! I will have order!
Embrace the ice! Take flight! No touching! Next on the agenda...
They were easier to... He looks super serious. We gotta stay on our A game too.
This is the one. Let's go in and take a... Patience. Shawnee says she only hears the crying at night. We have time to until then. I'm taking a break.
And just like that, he sits down. What are you reading?
Okay, sure.
Huh? Then...
So,
Oh, Paimon gives up. You keep reading your book. See ya! How is he so relaxed? Look at him, reading an impossible book in a creepy place like this. Hey, Paimon's your tip. And anyway, it's not Paimon's fault that the books people read... getting so sleepy. Huh? What was that sound?
There it is. It's coming from that direction.
Is the sound coming from here? Huh. Paimon's not seeing anything.
It's from below. Something is off about the interior here. As I thought.
Wow. It's like they... Oh, it looks like there are other...
Next on the agenda...
There's still a lot.
Stabilize.
Propagate! Scatter! Access denied.
Solidify. This is order.
This is long overdue. Propagate!
Look! Good idea. Let's...
Wait. You're...
He can't... Also,
Didn't expect...
you know...
He's Razak, a senior of mine at the...
He's a scholar...
No. Razak was never involved in any of those things. Leaving that question aside, looks like they've already taken everyone away. For whatever reason, they left Razak here. There are drag marks on the ground. They're clearer by the doorway. Someone was forcefully
Loaded.
That is one possibility. It looks like they were in a hurry. The symptoms are...
Huh?
Allow me to jog your... Don't you think his symptoms look from...
Oh!
Correct. The Academia... It isn't difficult to deduce their rationale. First, the Academia spread up. These rumors were all the persuasion that the radicals, as well as being able to exploit life for the desert, many would give everything they... Even if complications arise, the notion of an academia...
Oh, that makes a lot of sense, but there's still one...
Throughout this process, first, they were scholars. Then, they became lunatics. After that, they were exiles. And finally, they become... An exile is still patently... If you can't find...
Resource?
One possibility...
Extract?
With the technology, perhaps
So, the human brain...
I'm the Academia's... Anyway, judging by Razak's state, or perhaps his curiosity... The look on your face tells me you've realized the answer. That's right. However, the Academia is going... I've spent quite...
You mean you're...
All scholars seek extracting information...
Sounds like you're really...
Of course. Whether it be academics or this matter need...
Wait!
Not to be callous, but no, there is no shortage of suffering.
Probably not.
You can say that. The Divine Knowledge Capsule is something
Hyman's been wanting to...
Though I must say, uniqueness is also an asset.
Wow, that's a...
I'm just a more likable... He won't last long if we leave him here. We'll work out our next step.
We're back!
You must be
What's the situation?
Unfortunately, somebody who's too young to take on the role of Isak's grandfather. No.
So, at one point in time...
Yep, pretty much!
Their plan must have been implemented at some point before we arrived at Aru Village. Yet...
We may have a one of us could be secretly
Huh?
Looks like none of you have realized. Sino.
Wait, what's that supposed to mean?
Choose your next...
It is simply a lot.
So what you're saying... Interesting.
I know. You have a point. But I realized something as we were returning from the hospital. Sino isn't like any of...
What are you trying to say?
Do you still remember who you are, General Ma... As a Matra, you are no doubt privy to certain kinds of information. Simply put, if you want to rate...
The Academia?
It's not that simple. The Academia has eyes all over Sumeru, but they have a special... Every so often, I remember seeing...
You're saying that the But what's the point in...
The Akasha is capable of... The Akasha's out...
It predicted...
The Academia has been watching...
So that's how it... Tenacity of will... Sino, don't take it to heart.
They escaped.
Don't blame yourself. It's not like any of us would have known.
I have an idea. If they predicted my movements, then I might...
Whoa, you bounce.
There is always an...
Oh, so that... If the Academia... Yep, that's right.
They'll want to proceed in the direction opposite of where I'm going. I must go.
There's also something I want to investigate.
Let's go, guys! After...
Please, wait! I want to go too! I want to find Grandpa.
Everyone, I leave him in your hands.
Yay! Let Paimon feel so...
Yes. After leaving the village, we should head straight toward the desert.
I know the desert like the back of my hand.
Is that because you play here a lot?
Yep. One time, Grandpa almost got lost in the desert, but I was the one who brought him back.
There's something here. What's this?
It's buried in the sand.
And Paimon thought running around everywhere was already enough work. Okay.
These are likely fragments of an act. Looks like there were more than one village keeper. Let's split up and search.
Is this what we're searching for?
This is definitely a...
How did it end up buried in the sand? They must have been attacked.
Wait, what?
Grandpa, I hope you're okay.
Don't worry, your grandpa's gonna be...
Rizak didn't display it.
We should be able to catch up.
One more thing. I believe the attack must have happened prior to the sandstorm.
Let's keep going. They can't have gone...
Ugh, but running on sand is so tiring.
But you're flying, aren't you, Paimon? Is flying over sand tiring too?
Ugh, of course it is.
Voices, over there. It sounds like an argument.
Whoa, you have really good ears.
Don't get any closer. They'll notice us.
Dia's talking with the Eremites? Very interesting. Let's listen in.
If you had informed me sooner, there'd be...
You're one of us. We would never lie.
Scholars. You don't know as much as I do.
Dia? Why would you... Dia!
Hey, what are you doing?
Huh? Didn't you say you'd help me find Grandpa? What?
Well, look who's...
You've betrayed Aru village?
So, this is the deal. You'd be better off as my...
I'm not the type that's easily swayed, Rama.
Wait, what's going on, Dia? Whose side are you on here?
Shut it, Paimon.
It doesn't matter. Whichever side you pick, nothing could deter us from the grand mission.
Face the facts, Raman. It's not gonna happen. You should understand that more than...
I'm a desert dweller and a proud follower of the Scarlet King. Whether...
It's not too late yet. The village keep...
You don't understand, my dear lady.
Even if it'll expose you to the academia? Even if they end up...
Yes. We've waited a long time for this day to come. With these scholars in our custody.
Ridiculous. If you still don't believe me, then try asking these two men. They're...
They look more like pawns of the academia to filthy traitors.
It's perhaps...
Do you really believe that by kidnapping the scholars, you'll be able to negotiate with the academia? These people have no... These scholars were exiled from the academia. I, on the other hand...
Wait, you can't be serious.
So...
Precisely.
What are you thinking? What if they decide to kill you instead?
Well, that would be bad. However, I'd get... I'm not trying to...
You were the scrub.
Not all desert dwellers...
You academia scum.
Not so fast. I'll hate them. Do you stand by everything you just said? You know you're making a dangerous decision.
I do.
Good. Raman, hear me out. These people are my friends. Maybe you can't take the follow...
We've known each other for years.
In that case, I'm willing to vouch for their honesty. Come on, Rama.
But what if you refuse to oblige? What should I do then? No one's a fool here, Dia. We're mercs.
You're not wrong.
Let's do it right here then. Give me your right arm as proof of your resolve.
Don't listen to him!
That's fine.
Are you crazy?
We came here to save lives. One arm for that many people is still a pretty good deal, if you ask me. Raman?
Sure. Go ahead and cut off her right arm.
No!
You don't have to go this—
That's not for you to
do it. Stop!
What's wrong?
Flame Mane, you and I are both desert folk. Cutting off your arm is no— You've shown me that you're serious. Go on now, take your—
Phew. I was really counting on—
That was crazy!
And I just have to hold my claymore with my left arm. Okay.
Don't ever make a promise like that again. I can do if it came down to it.
I don't doubt it, Sino. Even if we got rid of one—
I'm sorry, Dia. I should have stayed put and—
It's okay. I promised you I'd help find your grandpa.
Whatever it takes? You just—
Huh? Are you serious?
The Eremites once—
Why does it feel like he's using his praise for me as an excuse to brag about himself? Okay, let's get—
You're all here so early.
Looks like we have every—
I'll watch from a safe distance.
Okay.
Dia, wait.
What's the matter?
I heard that you...
Uh-oh. Is it because Paimon—
Is everything ready?
Absolute. You brought few—
Bring him up.
Grandpa!
Why is there only one of them?
Rahman, I've always thought of you as a man of his word. What's this about?
It's a one-for-one exchange. Sounds fair, don't you think? And let me put it this way. Agreeing to any kind of deal with the Dendro Archon's people is already a huge compromise on my part. Don't you think you've asked enough?
You stay right there!
What do you think you're doing? Don't you see this blade here? You coward! Why are your hands shaking? Wait a second! It's a earthquake!
Paimon.
This day's going just great.
The sand dune collapsed. I saw an energy field. The village keeper protected us. It glowed green with dendro. Just like you said, it may well have been the remains of Lesser Lord Kusanali's power inside the scholar's body. The Dendro Archon.
Grandpa? Grandpa?
Hey, look.
There used to be a...
It seems that when the symbols on the gate, it could have been an underground palace in the distant past.
Oh, a miracle. Praise the sky.
What's he doing here?
They must have fallen down. Most of them seem in rip.
Mind your head.
No, this isn't the top.
As it happened.
What are you doing?
Don't you think it's curious? Two major...
Paimon thought you...
Indeed. New discovery.
Raman, what are you gonna do?
I'll just let them lay.
It's full of life here. This defies comprehension. It looked...
Yeah, and there's so many plants. It's so pretty.
Sir Rama.
What, huh? Are you mocking me?
Interpret it however you want.
Whatever you say. It's not like I have...
There's nothing to be angry about.
It does seem...
stabilized.
Teamwork is dreamwork. Let's...
Fuse is lit.
will have order.
There is no escape.
A flip to retreat. Fuse is lit.
Everybody stand back. Torn to oblivion. Illusion shattered.
It's a sight to see. The Scarlet King's splendor surrounds us.
There's so much vegetation here. It's different than what I expected.
Sure are a lot of plants for a desert.
That's what I call divine providence of the Scarlet King.
It's getting brighter! Oh, it looks so beautiful!
Wait. What's that?
A load of flowers. And it looks like there's something
They left something behind.
What does it say?
Here lies his wisdom is a...
You can read?
Of course.
He's not serious.
There's still something up the scent of life.
Is this it?
Analyzing.
There seems to be a hidden... Excellent. There's a device...
Isn't she...
Yes. How... You'll understand after watching it.
Civilization is born of knowledge, but so too can knowledge be its demise. A disaster caught us unaware. It was knowledge that did not belong to this world. The Scarlet King brought this forbidden knowledge into our world, and it quickly spread like a plague. People's minds were filled with crazed whispers. Dark gray scales spread across their bodies. Even the land was stripped of its vigor. Only a desperate, deathly silence remained. Were it not for Greater Lord Rukkhadevata from the forests, the damage would have been irreversible. She summoned the priests to build temples and infused into them the divine power of life. The disaster was miraculously tempered, and the embers of our civilization were preserved in Aru village. Alas, the miracle could not last. As long as forbidden knowledge continued to exist, it would forever blight this world. In the end, the proud king of the desert, my eternal lord, chose to sacrifice himself. I have spent my whole life since guarding one of these many temples. But now, my duty is coming to an end. As I close my eyes for the final time, the sight of that noble deity will appear in my vision once more. In helping the Scarlet King to eradicate forbidden knowledge, she exhausted her strength, and her form became that of a small child. How strange. Now that I think of her, I no longer have any fear of death, for I sense that the spirit of life will abide with me during my eternal sleep. Children of the desert, cling no longer to past grievances, but hold tight to the memory of this act of benevolence.
What was that?
The priest's memory.
Oh. Greater Lord Rukkhadevata.
But this doesn't...
Was that?
You might be distrust. You've just witnessed.
I've met the surviving followers of the Scarlet King all gathered in Aru. The Scarlet King's death. The all but total annihilation of what we saw her as nothing more than a traitor. who stabbed us in the back in our moment of...
You were blinded by your prejudice.
If I hadn't seen this for myself, if I hadn't witnessed his, how could I ever begin to accept?
Raman, give it a rest. You're starting...
My Aramites and...
Hey, how you doing?
Well, I should probably go...
What's your next move gonna be?
Oh, I know it, but please...
It's not gonna...
Well, I guess that's for me to deal with.
When would be a good time for...
Tomorrow, and I'll recharge.
You seem to finally understand.
Yes.
That must have been rough, but he...
Ramon's no fool. It's too bad he was held back by his belief.
The outcome...
We should get going too. Let's head...
Sino,
we're leaving!
Stop yelling.
Raman?
Everything's been arranged.
I guess all I...
don't matter.
Where are the purple?
I'll bring you to them.
So these are the people who kidnapped the village keepers.
Oh no, it's...
There's no need to...
We've been all over...
That's right.
General Mahamatra? No, no.
Whoa. The moment they said I...
You should have known that I would...
Wait, we were...
No, not psych...
I could do work.
Please have mercy.
Start talking.
So, your superiors...
they,
Don't play. They extract divine...
I don't...
Well, you better...
You don't want to make things any more difficult for yourself, do ya?
Be my guest.
Uh-huh. That sure didn't sound like a fancy metaphor or anything.
How did you know?
There's no use hiding it now. Yes, you're right. The Academia is working on an important and potentially world-changing project. They are creating a new god. It may seem as if the withering of Irminsul has been getting worse recently. The sages have tried everything they could think of, but nothing's worked. I'm always hearing them say things like...
Continue.
And then, someone from the Fatui showed up. They called him the Doctor. He brought a gnosis, and said he wanted to borrow the Academia's research. The Doctor was previously expelled from the Academia. At first, the sages looked down at him in disdain. But when he said those, he asked them, "Do you wish to create a god?"
This is what the arrogant ignorance at the extreme end of it.
First, the Academia spent a long time constructing a divine... After that, they harvested dream with the Doctor's help, and the Akasha now functioning at maximum efficiency. They were able to use it to extract... Next, they decided that their new god needed to possess...
It adds up.
But how do you determine whether the knowledge extract...
Call it an educated guess? The Academia has been trying... Nobody can explain the cause of this phenomenon. Surely you could... If it's knowledge, no more...
You must have noticed by now. The Academia doesn't care about who their god is. It is as if they are cursed with a desire for omniscience. Some organisms demonstrate phototaxis, and thus this is...
Then what does Lesser Lord Kus... Is she not a true god present in this world? If you already have a new...
From the beginning, the Academia has never treated her. When the Academia first discovered Lesser Lord Kus, they found that at the time, she possessed no more intelligence than any ordinary human child. The sages never had a ruder awakening. This forced them to accept that Greater Lord Ruka, not to mention that Lesser Lord Kusanali's gnosis, had been used to power the occult. Slowly but surely, people began to forget about.
So...
Alright, let's try to keep our cool. If everyone's in a bad mood, Raman, get...
Sure.
The village keepers you...
Hey! Say something! Stop spacing out!
Come on,
Oh!
Do you have any plans, Traveler?
Gods above, you're not talking about work.
So you...
Even though we lived through all of this first...
What a whirlwind of a...
It seems like they're...
Still.
It's time to make...
Indeed.
So...
Crush the sages, and
Well...
The next time we gather here...
Yep, it'll...